Three, two, one. After fumbling his speech at first, talking about his supposed best friend Connor, Evan decided to break out into song about all the good times they had. Then everybody at the school was reposting it on their Facebooks, all Twitter, Instagram, all social media, and Evan Hansen became a viral sensation then until a couple months later when his suicide note came out and everyone turned on the family. What happens next is shocking.
That
And
wa-
that is from the leaked new Darman video coming out soon.
that was good. That was a good intro.
Yep, this is Nefarious Reels. I'm not Evan Hansen.
And I'm not Doorman. Welcome to the podcast, everybody.
Yay.
Woo!
Yep, I guess we can just start since we're obviously talking about two bad movies, and mine was the retro prick. Yeah, let's just get into it with
Yeah.
whatever there was for this movie. So, yeah. So, my pick was Curse of Bigfoot from 1975 by Dave Flocker, who was the director. And the movie centers around like an archaeological dig that this guy takes his high school students to where they find some kind of mummified body and then it turns out it's Bigfoot. Oh no. And they gotta try and attack and kill him, basically. That's like the whole premise. There was not that much of a story in here. So, Ninjetta, what did you think about this?
I think we owe Red Zone Coupon an apology because a couple episodes we call that shit boring, and now we ended up watching this film.
I know. It's like, how do you make a Bigfoot movie boring?
I mean, I read that
It
this
was
is.
amazing how they did that.
Well, your explanation of it is only like half true because it's
Yeah.
more of guy in classroom telling stories that kind of have stuff to do with Bigfoot, I guess.
Yeah.
Like I read somewhere that this film is just borrowed footage from another movie they made that didn't get released,
Yeah.
and
It's
then
from like 19. There was like a movie in that the director also did from 1950, the 50s.
it's like
58 called Teenagers Battle the Thing.
so. What I can't believe that John Carpenter stole the idea of fighting the Thing from this movie.
I don't want to believe that John Carpenter's greatest movie ever was stolen from this concept.
John
I
Carpenter.
refuse to believe that.
Okay, we'll say he was inspired by this movie.
Okay,
He
that sounds
watched
good.
it and he's like, this is a great idea. I just need to change everything.
Yep. And then a few decades later, Among Us was like, they saw the thing and they go, let's make that a game.
Yeah,
And
especially
then
with the
everyone
new game
sucks.
mode. But
Oh, I
there's
thought you were gonna say more about that.
oh well, I was gonna mention how there's like that secondary game mode where you just turn into like a big monster and kill everyone in an Amogus.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's like hide and seek. That's what it's called.
Hmm. Interesting.
Yeah, but like
Amogus.
Amogus. Bigfoot's barely in this movie.
I know. That's also a thing that sucked. There was barely any Bigfoot. And when you're making a movie called Curse of Bigfoot, give me Bigfoot, damn it. And you messed that up.
You messed that up. Like Suburban Sasquatch, he would have showed up like 20 times in that one segment where they were just walking around the woods doing nothing. And everyone would go, "Arr, arr, arr." There's like three key segments in this movie, and you kind of get your like title introduction,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's like the lady that's like with the dog, and then Bigfoot shows up and goes rar. He
Yeah,
goes
he goes
rar.
rar,
He goes
and I'm
rar
like,
rar ooh woo. That's what he
ooh,
goes
ooh,
like.
woo.
Ooh woo. That's what Bigfoot says in the movie. His iconic catchphrase.
Yes, Bigfoot's iconic catchphrase in this, ooh, woo.
He goes rar X3 ooh woo. But then it's just revealed to be a professor like showing movie. He's like, "Yo, guys, wasn't that like a movie?" And it's like, "No, put it back on. It's probably more interesting than everything else you're gonna do." And then it just cuts to like the second part where he's saying there's this explorer guy and he went to places and Bigfoot lives in the forest, but then forest people came and chopped down the forest, so he's got to go deeper in the forest to do forest things. Forest.
Forest. More forest.
And Bigfoot's favorite movie's Forrest Gump.
Ooh. I like it.
Yep. Lore. Deep Bigfoot lore.
We're really getting into Bigfoot lore here.
It's deep. And then pretty much it's just after the whole boring explanation, there's just seen of these two like hunter redneck guys, lumberjacks showing up in their truck, and they're just like, "Hey, what was that?" And they walk around the forest for 10 minutes.
Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of walking too. It's like they took less Bigfoot out and they decided we need more just walking. Nothing else, just people walking in the forest by trees and basically do nothing.
Yeah, you know how like in some
There's
movies they're
not-
like they barely show their monster to try to heighten like the fear. Well, I
Yep.
bet the director heard about that and it's like, I'm gonna do that in my movie and just not have like Bigfoot like ever.
Yeah. Or I was also about to say too, like, I mean, some movies do that too, or like how they sometimes use like the lighting where it's like super dark, you can't really see anything. I mean, that's not exactly what this movie did, but it was kind of similar where some of those movies would like always show the monster fully, but then it would always be like blocked off by like a crap load of shadows and all that.
Yeah. Though I doubt it was intentional in this movie. They just didn't like have a flashlight or anything. Which I mean, come on, Ed Wood used
probably too much in the budget, so they were like,
I mean, come
yeah,
on,
we're not
like
gonna use them.
Ed Wood used like the headlights from their cars. Like, come on, you got no excuse.
Yeah, Ed Wood made some of the most weirdest, dumb, bad movies, and he didn't even care. And then Dave Flocker's like, I'm just not going to show my Bigfoot in my Bigfoot movie.
I think I read somewhere that like one of the producers from Plan 9 is a producer of this movie apparently. And like, who cares? I hate it when like movies do that. It's like from the producers of Get Out, and it's just like, well, how much does a producer like how much work do you go? Oh yes, this is clearly the work of Stephen McButtfucker or whatever his name is.
Yeah, producers aren't like, yeah, they're involved in the movie
they probably have
process,
like an important role in like the makings of the movie, but I don't think it's like something that you can like single out. Like you can argue, oh, a film is the director's vision, or a good performance shows the actor, or like having like really nice like editing choices shows in the editing, or the music, the musician. Like, what can you point out specifically? Then you go, oh yes, this is specifically because the producer did it this way.
Yep.
In fact, I'm just gonna look it up. What does a producer in a movie like do?
Well, there's two types. You got the producer, and then you got executive producer.
Producer in a movie do. We're gonna learn something today. Let's see. So this is the bare bones synopsis Google's giving me. A film producer is a person who oversees film production, either employed by a production company or working independently. Producers plan and coordinate various aspects of film production, such as selecting the script, coordinating writing, directing, editing, and arranging financing. So, like, nothing. They don't do anything.
Yeah, they do jack shit.
They just stand around and, like, look over your shoulder and go, no, you're doing this wrong. This is bad. Get out of here. You're fired.
I was about to say, the way you said that, it sounds like when like you're like taking an exam and you just have that teacher who's like walking around the entire classroom, make sure you're not looking at someone else's paper, and they have like that just leering look, just going, all right, you guys doing everything right?
Here, let me see if I can do it. All right, are you doing everything right? Doing everything good?
Everything good?
Everything going well? Just 30 minutes left on the test before you're done. Remember to put your name and date on the paper. How was that?
That was good.
Nice, thank you. Where were we? All right, after that...
You're talking about producers. That's what we were at.
Oh, but before that, we were actually talking about the movie.
Yeah, we were talking about... Well, there was let's see, forest, rednecks.
Well, then there's... he brings in the teacher guy...
Yep.
He talks about, like, griffins and stuff.
Yeah. Well, he talks about, like, a bunch of, like, mythological creatures, too.
Well, at one point, I remember he talks about the griffin, and the guy's like, "Oh, the
Hmm.
griffins were just invented by Germans." And then
What?
yeah, that's what he said. That's what happened.
No, I'm just only saying what as in like, huh? Like, did he really just think that?
Yeah.
I knew that was in the movie. It was just like, wait,
You just said
why?
it was such a convincing huh. I legitimately thought, oh my god, did he like just forget about this part of the movie?
No, I mean, it's a. I will be honest. I watched this like 2 days ago, and I kind of forgot a lot of this stuff. So,
It's not like there's really that
like,
much to say.
that is true. I'm like even leering on my notes just to make sure I'm going. Okay.
And the only reason why I
Well,
remember
yeah,
the
that sounded
griffin,
familiar now.
the only reason why I remember the griffin scene is because the professor got the guy that comes in. He's like super offended about him thinking that the Germans invented griffins. That I just said out loud to myself is like, "How dare you say the Germans invented griffins? I invented the griffins.
No, I invented the
I
griffins.
made it up. It was me."
It's that. It's that one meme. It's all untrue. We made it up.
Yep. But he gets introduced. He's like, you see, I'm not a professor because I took these students that are interested in archaeology, and they all went crazy. He didn't make that last noise, but if he did, it would have been pretty good.
It would have made the movie a 2 out of 10 for me, honestly.
And then that's when we actually get to the. I'm assuming this is the replaced footage, pretty much. And they never refer to the guy as the Bigfoot. They always call him a mummy in it, which is
Yeah, they. Well, because I guess when they found the corpse, it was like a mummified corpse. That was it. So that was kind of their reasoning.
are you implying that the mummy was actually Bigfoot? Is that the plan we're going with here? That they
That's
buried
what I was
Bigfoot in
thinking
the
too.
thing? I just
But
assumed
and
they
then
were
again, I'm like, who would be burying Bigfoot? So I mean,
also
I guess
to
they said
note.
there were multiple, but like, come on, there was no other Bigfoots in the area.
I think there's like only one wide shot where it's just the entirety of Bigfoot, and he's got really small ass feet. He's got normal human feet. Real letdown.
Quentin Tarantino's like, oh man, if I want to see human feet, I just get my actors to take off their shoes.
Maybe what nobody cool in Quentin Tarantino. He made a Bigfoot movie, and it's like a
Oh,
sexy Bigfoot. Because he's not gonna have like an ugly Bigfoot in his movie because that's not gonna be as hot feet.
yeah,
He's got to have
true.
like a sexy Bigfoot. That should be his last movie he makes. He makes a Bigfoot movie. Forget about this movie
Yes,
critic thing.
Quentin, forget about the critic thing. Yeah,
Can
Quentin,
it?
hire us. We'll help you write your next. You will help you write your next and last
Quentin
movie.
Tarantino is directing the sequel to Suburban Sasquatch 2 as his final film.
Yes, the long-awaited sequel that we all needed.
Incredible. Suburban Sasquatch 2 wins Best Picture at the Oscars. When they're showing clips of like the Best Picture nominations, and Suburban Sasquatch 2 was just the Sasquatch going, "Arr, arr, arr." Incredible masterpiece.
Beautiful.
We win every Academy Award. We get Best Picture, Best
Yep.
Actress, Best Actor. We're
Best
gonna
director,
Best Director.
supporting actor and actress,
No, we
editing,
every film we make is
cinematography.
gonna get nominated for Academy Award at the same time. But Surviving and Sasquatch 2, Tammy
Oh,
and the
Tammy and the
Sandworm,
Sandworm.
Tusk 2,
Yeah,
Tusk
Tusk
3.
3, Tusk the
Yeah,
remake,
the Tusk goes to Hollywood. Every single one of
Tusk
them.
versus Cool
This is gonna be
Cats.
a Nefarious Reels sweep, baby, at the Oscars when we can make all these movies.
Nefarious Real Sweet Baby.
Yeah. We'll get
Let's
best
go.
documentary for when it shows us making all these movies. That's gonna win it. Best documentary short, which is about the making of the documentary.
Oh, yes. Best international feature because we'll shoot one of them in like Canada, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's the bourbon. That's the one of the Tusk sequels. So that's
That is
how
one
we
of the
get it.
testicles. Nice.
Oh yeah,
And oh, I forgot. We got to make also a Tusk sequel with the Epic Mealtime people.
yeah. They're gonna make someone into a pig and then cook them up into bacon.
Yeah.
Human bacon, pretty much.
Mmm, yummy.
We'll win best animated feature and best animated short, even though our movies aren't animated, but they're just that good.
They're that good
They
that
they, they just
you're
get it
like,
anyway.
we'll just give it to these guys.
What's
I
the
mean,
point?
they made movies that were even somehow better than Morbius.
They were
So
just like, oh man, I was too busy watching the Nefarious Reels movies to actually watch the animated feature, so I'm just gonna give it to them just by default.
yeah, like the Academy ever watches all the movies at once.
Yeah, like the Academy actually watches the movies. They will when they
Yep.
watch all of ours, of course,
Oh
naturally.
yeah, definitely. Because we'll just hold them at gunpoint and be like, "You're watching this right
We
now."
don't need to hold them at gunpoint because they'll just see it. They just see it as like gotta watch it.
Mm, because of word of mouth. Because we'll have that word of mouth.
They'll be like, this isn't cinema. This is just art, and it's like purest form.
Like I said, it's more art than even Morbius, which is a hard task to accomplish.
It'll be great. But enough about how amazing we are as filmmakers.
I know.
We actually have to talk
Our
about
visionary ideas.
Curse of and why is this called Curse of Bigfoot?
I don't know. Is it because they like I don't know. I'm just thinking of this now, but I'm thinking it's Curse of Bigfoot because they found a mummified Bigfoot corpse and then,
It
like
came to
the
life,
Bigfoot came to life. So
like some
maybe
like
that's why?
episode of Scooby Doo.
Yeah, like a Scooby Doo type of thing, or like the Ghost Hunters. Like
See,
something like that.
I was assuming Curse of Bigfoot was more literal. Like the Curse of Bigfoot is like the lack of Bigfoot, and like it's a little curse that we have to
Maybe.
deal with. The curse that the viewer is watching.
Yeah, and to our dismay, with like what 5 minutes of Bigfoot screen time in this,
I don't know, man. It's just so like boring, and it's like an hour and a half too. Like what?
it's an hour and a half, and again, like I said, it's just a lot of people walking or talking about mythological creatures and Bigfoot, and you get like 3 to 5 minutes of Bigfoot on screen.
And there's like no real
It's so
plot.
disappointing. No,
Like
there is not a
it's
plot.
just basically three stories that are just poorly told and just don't go anywhere. The only real plot is like the last like part of the movie, and that's like only like what like 30 minutes of it, 30 40 minutes. And the film's like an hour and a half long. Like Red Zone Cuba was
Yep.
also like an hour and a half, but at least it had a consistent story throughout.
Yeah, you could at least, even with like how much I forgot about that, like right away, I could at least like, yeah, I know what the story was from point A to B to C. It was like, okay, these guys are, hired by the Black Ops team to go to Cuba with Mason, Woods, and Bowman. Stuff goes awry, they leave, and then yada yada yada. Other stuff happens, and yeah, Red Zone Cuba.
Yeah, Red Zone Cuba, baby. You did say that you just saw the cover it on Paramount Plus, so I guess in a sense this is a tale of don't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah,
Because like you see like the cover of it on Letterboxd, you're like, oh, that looks like so shitty. I have to check it
I know
out.
it looks
And,
so dumb.
and I don't think it even shows that face, or if it does, it's like for like half a second because I don't remember it at all.
I think it was like a couple. There was like a couple frames. I think it had the face, but it was like kind of blink and you'll miss it, kind of.
I must have because I don't even remember it. I didn't get my clap moment when it showed up, and I go, there it is. That's what I was waiting for.
There it is.
There it is. We should probably actually talk about the last part, the main meat of this movie, which is the not
When
mummy.
Bigfoot shows up.
Well, there are a couple things to note. They got the students. They go to the mountains.
Yep.
And they climb up, and they are digging for archaeological stuff. And they climb up a big rock, and then they open up
As archaeologists do.
as they naturally do, and then they open up a thing, shoots out a bunch of like gas, and they found the Bigfoot, which they say is a mummy.
Yep. They just refer to it as a mummy until like, when Bigfoot actually shows up, and then like, oh shit, it's Bigfoot. Fuck. Yeah. Bigfoot.
Yeah, they're just like, wait, guys, I just saw it move. And he's like, no, you didn't. You're dumb. But turns
You're
out he
full of
did move.
shit.
Yeah, Bigfoot attacks a girl and runs away
Yep.
with her.
And then Bigfoot starts wrecking havoc. Not in the way you think, though.
There's also that funny scene where the couple are out and it's like clearly daytime, and they're like, wow, the moon is so bright, you don't even need the
Yes.
sun. And it's like, what?
I was like, what? Like, you could see in like the background that it's bright as hell, like bright as shit back there.
You could just say, oh, what a nice day it is today.
I know. It's like, how, okay, that's another thing too. Like, the lighting was so inconsistent they kind of forgot about like sun rotation and just how to properly shoot stuff during a certain time of day. Kind of almost like Samurai Cop too, where
Well, they need their 10 lunch breaks, Cole.
they do need those
Some
10
of them
lunch
back
breaks.
to
Yeah.
back.
And I guess they don't have any like lights for the nighttime, or else you'd be shooting in pitch black. So yeah, that was also hilarious. Yeah. Oh, this moon looks so nice. That's the sun right there.
It's every time I look at the moon and when I look away, it's always in front of my eye. That's because you stare at the sun too long, dingus, and you got a hole in your retina.
Yeah, now you're blind.
Haha, loser.
Got you. Got him.
Got him.
Staring at the sun for clout. But the clout is blindness.
The best part of the movie is when they eventually go, we're gonna get the Bigfoot over here and we'll throw gas on him and we'll set him on fire. And then they just stand around and they wait and they're just like, Bigfoot's not showing up. And I was like, oh my god, that's so relatable. Bigfoot hasn't barely showed up in this movie at all. And I was like, wow, they're literally me right now.
They're literally me. Just replace one of the actors with Ryan Gosling and that's like S tier literally me.
Yeah. Place him with Ryan Gosling, you put the Joker there.
Yes,
literally
put the
me.
Joker. I was trying to think if there was any other literally me's, but I can't think of anyone right away.
Put Dreams. Dreams is literally me. But yeah, eventually Bigfoot does show up, and they throw gasoline on him, and they set him on fire, and then the movie just ends.
And then, yeah, the movie just ends, and and both of us were probably just like, well, fuck you too, movie. You give us Bigfoot, and then you take away Bigfoot.
I guess the only thing left or not I have to say is I bought a DVD of this.
Oh, no.
And clearly the people who slapped this thing on DVD didn't care, because when you put the DVD in and start playing it, it literally just starts the movie, like, instantly. Oh. And then when the movie ends, it just stops. Like, there's no menu. There's no, like, menu you can go to or anything. Movie's over. Okay, we're done.
Huh.
Like, I've never seen that before. Even, like, cheapo fucking, like, DVD things, they'll at least have, like, a cheap-ass, like, JPEG menu that has, like, start movie, and, like, that's it. But this doesn't even have that. They didn't not care.
End movie.
It's, like, start movie and scene select, and it's just a bunch of random, like, scenes they just picked.
Yep.
That's, like, in those cheap ones. But this one, it didn't have that. They did not give a fuck.
That sucks.
It was so lazy. That just shows the quality of the movie is so bad. They didn't even care enough to give it like a menu.
They were like, "Yeah, this movie's shit. We just want people to get this and out quickly.
We want your money.
We just want to speed run this. But yes, give us money, please, for our shitty Bigfoot movie with no Bigfoot."
Here, let me read the back of it for you because it knows it's aware it's a shit movie.
Oh yes.
Okay, here
Please.
we go. So I'll give a whole rundown of this. So this has been released by The Film Detective. It's listed as a restored classics, The Film Detective Archive.
Archive?
Yeah, archive. Well, archive, same thing.
Like tomato, potato, potato.
Something like that. I don't know. I can't say salmon correctly, so like, who cares? It's probably more or less something like that. So yeah, it's Curse of Bigfoot. They have like the guys, like there's like in the background, there's the guys walking up the rock, and it's in black and white. But in the front, it's like the lady in a lawn chair, and then there's like Bigfoot behind him, and they're behind her, and they're in color for some reason. The tagline of the movie at the bottom is "The last horror epic of the '50s from the producers of Plan 9 from Outer Space."
Yeah, like that means anything again.
On the back, we have the iconic Bigfoot face that we know of.
Bigfoot face that is barely in the movie.
Yep, and here's our fun little back of the box reading for this thing. Beware, not of Bigfoot, but of this movie. It's all about some high school kids who go exploring in a cave and stumble upon a mummy. I forgot, they're supposed to be like high schoolers, but they all are clearly adults. Like, why can't you just say they're college?
I thought they were college students.
Like, I don't know why more films when they have like the cast clearly adults for high school, just say college. It's like it's an easy thing to get away with because you don't really have to be a certain age to go to college, pretty much. So like you can get away with it. Like I don't know why it's got to be high school.
Yeah, I don't know why high
Like,
school.
how
It
many
was.
teenagers are going like, wow, they're high schoolers? That's so me. I gotta see this movie now.
You're just reminding me now of one of the other movies you talked about before, I'll Be Home for Christmas, where like they seem to confuse college with high school.
We
Where
probably
like,
complained about that too, I bet.
yeah, it was either me or Timmy, and we were like, it was, you know how like they would be, oh shit, oh, it would be like, the jocks having the nerds do their homework or the exams for them,
Yeah.
and then they're like having all these like sick ass nicknames that would be like high school nicknames.
Yeah, like John Chaddicus or something.
Yeah, like the John Man and all that, and yeah, John Chaddicus.
John Chaddicus
Oh yes.
is Suburban Sasquatch in Suburban Sasquatch 2. Arr.
I might need to create that name in a game sometime. I don't know what though. John Chaddicus. I'll keep that as a note.
Okay, but let me keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
When they remove it, the nasty old thing comes to life and starts terrorizing their small California town. If this doesn't look exactly like a 1970s movie, that's because producer slash director Dave Flocker shot most of it in 1958 as teenagers battle the thing. Bigfoot enthusiasts might be appalled, but lovers of schlock might find this feature to be just what they need.
Oh my god.
Bullshit. Liars.
Bullshit.
Liars.
There's no Bigfoot.
There is a bit of Bigfoot, but not enough to warrant it in the title and to slap it on the covers of movies.
Exactly.
This is more disappointing than seeing the ending of the never-ending story. A swing and a miss.
Not even a swing and a miss. They just completely missed there.
Oh no, I was talking about my joke.
Oh, okay.
But this movie is also a swing and a miss.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, anything you got left to say about Curse of Bigfoot?
Not really.
Other than this might be one of, if not the worst thing we've ever seen for this podcast. Because at least everything else at least was an attempt at a movie, even if it's total shit. This is really just piecing together random boring chunks of stuff they probably already shot before and compiled it into a movie somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess if that's all we got for Curse of Bigfoot, that fucking piece of shit movie, let's move on to the second piece of shit movie, which is mine.
Yeah, let's the second shitty movie.
So I had the modern pick, and I recommended a musical because we haven't done one of those before. Well, I didn't really recommend it. I kind of dumped it off on you, and you just happened to pick the choice that would lead us to picking Dear Evan Hansen. But I'm still gonna steal credit for it anyway. But I recommended Dear Evan Hansen, and it was our first musical. Yippee! And Dear Evan Hansen is about this this high schooler, Evan
This
Hansen.
35-year-old high schooler.
Definitely not a 30-something-year-old man pretending to be a high schooler.
Yep. He was actually 27 at the time the movie came out,
Oh, I thought
but
it
he
was,
looked like, again, he was like 35 because the makeup looked so bad.
yeah, but he's a bit of a loser in high school, and he also is sad. He takes medicine for anxiety or depression, and he goes to therapy, and he's writing these letters to himself. But this guy Connor Murphy, who's a bit of an asshole, steals the letter, and then he kills himself. Connor Murphy, not Evan Hansen, because that would kind of be weird for Ben Platt to die in the movie so early. And pretty much his family thinks, oh, this must have been letter entitled to you, Evan Hansen, and you must have been his best friend. And Evan Hansen's like, yeah, totally am.
Yeah.
And then things spiral out of control from there. Cole, what did you think of Dear Evan Hansen?
Oh man, where the fuck do I start here?
Should I just like step out for like 40 minutes and just let you like have your way with this movie?
Kind of like Death to Smoochie almost.
Yeah, maybe. Because
No.
I feel like you have a lot more to say than I do. I'll just cut you off occasionally. This is your Timmy rant today.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to come in and chime in, bring some points down, but I'm gonna be like, this is gonna be like half like improv, just like off notes, or half of it's gonna be then looking at my notes. But
Okay, like
it's not the worst thing I've ever seen, but it's still like a gigantic piece of garbage.
interesting. Just fun thing to note: this is technically the second longest film we've seen for Nefarious Reels. It's like
Oh,
7 minutes behind Southland Tales.
Richard
Richard, you motherfucker, had to make such a long ass movie
had to make a long ass movie about nothing
about The
that
Rock
amounted to
and about
nothing.
pimps not committing suicide.
Yeah. But back to Dear Ben Platt, fuck you, you piece of shit. Yeah, this was just a piece of, like I said, it's just a piece of shit. I mean, I haven't seen the musical yet, so, but like when you're trying to translate a musical to the big screen, you gotta have like some little differences, obviously, with how to, you know, do directions, story, the songs, characters, all of that. But in here, it's like they were more focused on like the musical aspects, and then trying to make Ben Platt this like ultimate, I don't know, this godlike acting prowess because his daddy was the producer, and we got to have this nepo baby bullshit
Yeah,
again. And
apparently the only reason, like, apparently when Ben Platt basically said that, oh, if I wasn't like cast as Evan Hansen, then this movie would never have been made. And you know what? Maybe it shouldn't have
oh,
been made.
fuck off, Ben Platt.
That's the claim that he made, that's the reason why the film ever got made. And if
Yeah,
he wasn't
because
there,
no one else could have played Evan Hansen.
no, only Ben Platt, because Ben Platt played Evan Hansen in the musical adaptation.
Well,
Or
yeah, I
the
know
musical
that.
version, yeah, obviously.
Hmm.
And man, like, fuck me, man. He looks so weird with all that makeup.
He looked like shit.
And like the makeup made him always made him look sweaty to me.
Hmm.
And his hair's like kind of really weird and like clumpy. So it's got that like you haven't showered in like a week look. Of course, I have a couple fun theories that could possibly make this funny. Either this is the Evan Hansen is really is just some like 30 or something year old guy pretending to be a high schooler, just getting away with it. B, he's an alien. Like he then
Okay.
alien captured the real Evan Hansen, like cut off all his skin and just reattached himself. He's trying to learn how
Oh
to be like
God.
human. Also, Skinwalker. Skinwalker stole his skin and now is also doing the same thing here.
Okay.
Or of course there's option 4, but I forgot what it was, but it was like really really funny. So if I remember it again, I'll let you know.
Okay. All right. Back to my rant.
Yeah.
Yes. And okay, let's just go aside from Ben Platt being this manipulative piece of shit that was trying to, capture some kind of needingness to belong, which obviously I don't. I mean, we all need to belong in some way or matter in some way, but like the way he goes at it, it's like, okay, like I understand that they were trying to be like, oh, you're his best friend, and he was like, I'm trying to like tell them no, but then I was like, I kind of like this. And then because I like his sister and I want to be with his sister, like dating and all that, like fuck you. No, 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 no. This is the wrong way to go with this.
Yeah.
Just tell them at some point, like, hey, I'm sorry that I, maybe took this a step or 50 too far, but those were just for me. My therapist wanted me to write letters to myself because I'm, having all these mental problems, and I'm just trying to like help better myself. So I'm just trying to be myself. But I guess that Connor took this and thought I was writing about his sister, and that's why he killed himself or something. It's just they took the whole idea of like obviously mental health, depression, and all that, suicide, and they turned it into like an almost 2.5 hour 13 Reasons Why episode with musical aspects to it.
Okay, to be fair, because I think like the first time I agree. I think the Zoe crush thing is like shouldn't have been in the movie, or at least shouldn't have been at the start. Like maybe you can develop it
No.
as like the thing went on, but because I think like for like in like kind of an Evan's defense, I think because originally he does go over to clear things up, and I think it kind of gets wrapped up as they're kind of needling him for like the stories. And I think there's a part of there's like, well, I don't want to like to lie to this family that's in grief about, oh hey, no, you're wrong about this letter thing. Actually, your son had like no friends whatsoever, and he really did die a fucking loser. Or well,
Yeah,
maybe
and
that's
he
too
also
mean
like
because he had his own
screamed in my
problems, but
face in
he's
the
just
hall at one time.
so he's clearly just like, I don't want to fucking crush his family like worse than they already are. So I'm just gonna go along with it, and then it.
Hmm.
I can't say it spiraled out of control because it's not like he told us one little lie and then everything just got out of hand. Like he's like in full control of it for like the most part, and he just kind
Okay,
of like
yeah.
just adds more to it.
Yeah, I didn't. Okay, I shouldn't have said spiral out of control, but like even when he spoiler alerts, I guess when he reveals that he made it up, he got like there was not a lot of ramifications towards what happened to him. Like, yeah, he definitely got cut off from that family and all that, the Murphys, but like people would have been clowning the shit out of him in that school. Like high school is evil sometimes, and he definitely would have been getting like, I don't know, I wouldn't say teepee or eggs thrown on him, but people would have been roasting the shit out of him for trying
Everyone
to
just
manipulate that family.
everyone just gives them dirty looks. They're just like, look,
That's
that's the
it. It's
guy.
just dirty looks.
That's the
They
guy
would
who
have,
lied about everything. That's so hot.
yeah, because lying is so cool. Like it was just some of the most unrealistic depictions also of just how high schoolers would react to shit like that. You talk for a second. I need to breathe. I just need to.
Okay, I'll talk more about Evan Hansen. So the weird thing is because like if you put in like I put in the bit of defense that okay, at first Evan Hansen's doing it for what he's doing is wrong, but he's doing it for the right reasons. But that naturally does kind of devolve down as like thing goes on. Like in theory, he keeps doing it because he wants to get closer to his family that he feels like he doesn't have because his mom's always busy at work and his dad's like fucking some like prostitute somewhere in Colorado.
Yeah, probably some girl that's like a couple years older than him
Someone who looks like
because
Zoe.
that's yeah. Because guys, oh wait, no, I was about to say the joke we have for that's my boy, but then I'm like, oh right, this is an older gentleman and a younger woman, so it's definitely
So it doesn't
pedophilia.
work.
So yeah, it doesn't work. It's not funny.
Yeah, it's not funny, guys. But yeah, overall, like clearly he kind of uses it because there's like the whole thing with the girl Aliana or something like that.
Oh
Is
yeah,
that
the class president
yeah? She's like, and
girl. Yeah,
she's a weird ass fucking character because she's just
yeah.
like, you're best friend with Connor. I know this because I saw you talking once, and that's like the thing. And we need to do the Connor Murphy project, and we're gonna do a Kickstarter to save this orchard that he loves, apparently.
Because you said he loved that orchard.
And it's like weird because she like guilt trips him into it. She's like, "What
Mm-hmm.
medications are you taking?" And it's like, "What the fuck question is that? Why would you just like ask like that?" And then she's like, "I'm taking this and that," and it's like kind of like show like, "Yeah, I have everything, but I still have my
Yeah,
own problems too."
I have some mental problems too.
I like this movie kind of like deals with like mental issues, like the delicacy of a fucking freight train.
Yeah,
Because people just like, "Oh yeah, I have my mental issues as well," and it kind of and then they have this whole like Kickstarter thing, and it's just like we gotta get this Kickstarter to see because all these kids are putting all their hopes in this Kickstarter, and if it fails, mental health would be a problem forever. It like treats like this
yeah.
orchard as this like end all. If we build the orchard, we win. We defeat all mental illness or something.
Mental illness will be over.
Like who
We
cares that
will
we're
have
all
destroyed
unified
it.
toward this like one goal and we're doing our best and we're working together? Nah, it's about the money. It's about the money for the orchard, guys.
Hell yeah, always about the money. Nothing else. Not like, getting more mental illness, mental health treatments, probably at the school, maybe some more therapists, maybe to help out some students that are having some more problems.
Nah,
No,
man.
we need to do
Money.
this, and we need $100,000 to build this, reopen this orchard, and we will beat mental illness forever.
We've got to have money.
It's all about the money.
Like the
Fuck everything
like the whole
else.
thing as like Connor or not Connor, Evan Evan does like kind of like further like manipulate, like he goes further down that because eventually he makes up these stories and then he makes these like fake emails with Jared, who is his like not friend but not really. Oh, and you're dead, and you died.
I died for a second, then I came back. Yeah. Let's go back to Jared, the subway guy.
Yeah,
Not
Jared, the friend but not really, who has really no purpose other than go like, "Yo, bro, we're not actually friends,
we're
but I'm
family
gonna."
friends.
And then I'm gonna help you make these fake emails for like $20. Well, we'll sing about
After
how
he
you're
was
not
going like
gay.
2,000, no, 520, but I won't be happy about it.
And then they have a whole song about how Evan and Connor are not gay, which is still probably the best part of the whole movie, honestly, because it's like the most like actual energy stuff that's like in this movie.
Yeah.
There's like a bunch of dancing and singing. I think I said the guy who does Connor, he actually does a pretty good job for like as little as he's in the movie.
Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot what my main point was. Overall, Evan does a lot of shady stuff, but it's never feels like it's being portrayed as bad. Like Evan's always like the good guy, like in the movie, like he's doing a bad thing, but Evan's just doing it because he wants a family, guys. And like you said, he barely really faces the repercussions of his actions. So ultimately, there is a sense of like that he kind of is the good guy. I guess arguably he does lose the main thing he wanted, which was the Murphy family's like love and
Mm-hmm.
affection, which he loses when he finally confesses. But who cares at that point? Because he still ultimately gets the money raised for the Connor Murphy project. It gets the $100K, and Zoe and him meet up at the orchard, and he's just like, and Zoe's like, Evan, you did a good thing, champ. And then they like make out or whatever. I don't remember.
Yeah.
It was like that. We're over the 2 hour mark at that point. I was so fucking done. I just wanted it to end.
I mean, also when I saw like on the back of the Blu-ray you sent me that it was 2 hours, 17 minutes, I'm like, I didn't realize it was that long. And I was like when the Murphy family like first talks with Evan about, hey, did you know Connor seemed like you were his best friend? I'm like, all right, when's like the lie? When's like the reveal gonna happen? And he was lying about this the whole time.
Not until almost right at the end of the movie.
Yeah, basically. And then again, he just gets like stink eyes and that's it.
Well, you don't understand. This was the musical part where he's like, I'm actually gonna figure out what Connor actually likes, and he starts reading books that Connor listed that he liked in like the yearbook, and he
Yeah.
loves Ready Player One.
In a middle school yearbook.
Ready Player One is one of his favorite books. That was funny, unintentionally. And then basically, Evan goes out of his way and he actually learns more about Connor, and then that helps get the project Connor Murphy. They save the orchard through that kind of. It's fucking stupid. And was there only like 2 days left in like the Kickstarter? How the fuck did they do all that shit
I
between
don't
the
know. How did they get
revelation
25,000 in about 2 days?
from like the bare
After,
minimum of
yeah.
effort?
Mm-hmm. Well, remember, Evan decided to be an idiot and share like the quote unquote
The
suicide
suicide
note
note to the Anna to be like, no,
to
guys, we're like
Alana.
friends.
Yeah, we're friends. And then she like posts it on social media, and everyone was going to town on the family.
Yeah, they're canceled.
Being the rudest shit ever.
They were canceled on Twitter. It's truly the end.
Mm-hmm.
And like Ayana, she kind of gets away with everything too, because she's kind of shady. Because she has her whole like
Mm-hmm.
she guilt trips Evan to like feels like she kind of guilt trips Evan to like, oh, we gotta do the Connor Murphy project. We're gonna get like help for mental ill kill. Like there's like one sentence where she goes like, yeah, we're getting like mental health
Yeah.
support groups, but most importantly, we got the fucking Kickstarter, guys.
Yeah,
And
she
it's
was kind
like,
of a
why
fucking
the fuck
asshole
were you
too.
like? Why didn't you go to Indiegogo? Because they got the option for like the flexible goal, so you don't have to fundraise like all the money. But she goes for like Kickstarter, which is like you gotta get it all or nothing. It's like Nerf, it's Nerf or nothing. It's like that.
It's nerve for nothing. I love it.
And then later on, where he's just like when Evan like stops going to the Connor Murphy project to hang out with Zoe to bang her,
Yeah.
she's just like, Evan, you're not really Connor's friend because you don't actually go to the meetings for the Connor Murphy project where we talk about the orchard and the Kickstarter because that's all we ever do. And you can tell it's failing because there's less people at this meeting in this scene than there is in the previous one when it started. And it's definitely because you're not there, and not because I only talk about the
Yep, it's
Kickstarter
his
and nothing
fault.
about mental health. And yeah, then when Evan gives her the thing, she posts it to like try to like get like attention back on like the Kickstarter. And then she's like, I deleted it, Evan, but it's everywhere. And it's like, well, geez, why did you decide, you know what, I'm going to upload in the first place? And she gets no repercussion for her actions, even though she's the one that originally posts it. She's just like feels bad for like one scene. And like that's the whole thing. I guess I'm going to rewind it back to a goofy scene in my mind
Ooh.
where it's the stereotypical thing where they're having the whole speech about the Connor Murphy project, like within the
Mm-hmm.
assembly. And then Evan
Mm-hmm.
Hansen has to come out to give the speech.
Yeah, when he has the speech.
And he's just like, hello, faculty,
Hello,
me and
hello.
Connor,
I was
and
Connor's best
and he
friend.
spills this courage and he knocks over the microphone, and they
And
just,
then he breaks out in a song. And then after people are gonna record him to embarrass him, they go, "Oh yeah!" And now he's singing. Now he's
and you
cool.
got that
And then
montage
that,
of like all the people in it go like, oh my god, you guys had to watch it, it's so good.
and then there's the YouTube title of it. His best friend died. You won't believe what he did next. And I'm like, "Dar man, right there. That's my intro for this episode."
Yeah, nice. The funniest thing is
I
as
saw
like
that. I was like, "Yes."
the funniest thing is when like this shows all the videos are coming together in my mind. Oh my god, do not form a fucking picture of Connor Murphy. That would be so fucking stupid. And then they did, and I laughed.
Yeah, it was
That was like the goofiest.
the
That's
more
where
funny part, I
that
would say.
like the one of two, because the other really funny thing, because like a lot of the songs are sung by Evan, and the movie's much funnier if you really do just imagine that Evan is just actually singing like in the real world, not like as like a
Mm-hmm.
background thing, which makes it funny when eventually he has to come clean with the lie to like the family after everything's falling apart because they're getting canceled, and then he just starts singing his like sad apology song, and they're just giving him these like looks like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And yeah, the implication is he's telling this a real apology, and the song's just kind of like a conveying of emotion, and that's the family reactions to the real apology. But since we don't see the real apology, it feels like they're just like going, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why the fuck are you singing?
Yeah, it was like, what is going on? Okay, that's even another thing too with like the song choices. Like a lot of them, I wouldn't say exactly felt like inappropriate when they were used, but they didn't feel. I don't know if it was like the actors just singing, but it just felt like either off. Man, I'm trying to do my best Anthony Fantano impression, aren't I? Like the music just, for the most part, didn't feel that well done, and it was mostly when Ben Platt was singing, where it just felt way too on the nose and too gimmicky to be like a musical. But
I
then you got like the one song where it was just the Murphy family singing, and you're like, okay, this is fine.
I think it might
Like it
just be
was
because
one of this,
like Ben Platt was on stage performing, and
yeah.
like a transition from like stage to like movie is like very different, and maybe Ben Platt's just like doing his like stage performance wise. Like Ben Platt's got some really goofy expressions when he sings,
Mm-hmm.
and it might be because like when you're on
The makeup,
yeah, the makeup's really fucking weird, and that like makes it kind of more funny. It hits uncanny valley. Like that's the thing.
yep.
Evan Hansen hits this weird uncanny valley where there's just something a little off with him in comparison to all the other like teenagers,
Mm-hmm.
and that's pretty much where it all like goes into. Like there's something like a little off about Ben Platt. But I think another like thing that why he's so like really weirdly expressive is like because on a stage play, kind of similar to all the makeup and why he looks so like old in the movie. Because on a stage play, if you're like older than your supposed age, you can do makeup, and since you're far away enough from the audience is far away enough from you, it probably won't really bother you that
Yep.
much. And that's the same thing because when you're singing, you do have to be more expressive on a stage because
Oh
once again,
yeah.
the audience is more farther away. But in a movie, it doesn't matter how much makeup you cake on the face. If you're getting up close, we're gonna be like, "That's a fucking 30. That's a fucking 80-year-old man right there." And then he's still super expressive when he sings, and you don't really have to be because we're getting close-ups of your face and everything.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. I mean, okay, let's just do before I get into like another subsection of my ranting. I'm gonna say some few positive things I had. It's
Okay.
like two things. Like I said, that one song with like the Murphy family was actually kind of decent. I did like that one where it was when they were writing all the letters down between Evan and Connor. I like
Yeah, it's
it just felt
sincerely me.
yeah. It felt very it felt more lively than most of the other ones.
Yeah.
And then I just don't know what the direction was for some of these people because like you had a pretty good fucking cast with like Amy Adams, Julianne Moore, but they just felt sidelined and really Caitlin Dever was like the best out of all of them. Like I feel like she had like the most to do with what she had and was more of like the strongest performance out of everyone. And then Ben Platt is just like, hey, I'm Ben Platt. I'm 27, but I look 35, pretending to play a weirdo, depressed high school senior. When he starts singing that song at the end, when he's like alone, it was where it's like then cutting between like the clips of him, falling from the tree, and it was like, oh shit, this was a suicide attempt actually when he broke his arm,
Well, that
and
wasn't
it
very
just
red pilled and based of him.
yep. I know, and then it just reminded me again. I'm like, did the writers, just take more of again a 13 Reasons Why approach to just mental illness and depression and suicide, mental health and all that? I'm like, really? You just had to make it so stereotypical and gimmicky again, where it's just kind of embarrassing to watch because you're just not that well informed about how usually depression is and why people might do some certain things and you're just doing it all wrong. And then you decide that I don't know why I always have to backtrack to this, but it's like again, when he reveals that he obviously lied about the whole thing, that he was, making up the whole thing about how he lied about knowing Connor as his best friend. Make it a high school thing where he gets clowned and shat on. Not actually shat on, that'd be a little gross,
But it would have
but
been
like
something.
please, it would have been something. It would have been something. All right, let's see what else I got in my notes. Maybe that might. And even with like Julianne Moore too, it because I rewatched I guess he deleted the video, but someone picked up from the archives. But Shafrilla's, he had a whole like 11-minute rant about the movie also. And he was kind of saying that Julianne Moore's character was kind of more sidelined in this compared to the stage musical. And like one of her songs was cut for the movie because obviously she wasn't important because they wanted to, you know, cast Ben Platt as this godlike actor and really improve his career from the stage onto, the big screen. And now he's going to be winning all the Oscars, the Tonys, and all this shit. And,
Ben
you
Platt
know,
wins every award, but he won't.
but he won't. He wins every award, but he doesn't win every award.
He wins them all in his dreams.
Yep. That's what happened because of nepotism.
His dad makes a whole fake award show. No, he makes a fake version of the Oscars and the Emmys and everything, and has his son just win
Yes.
every award.
Yep.
Ben Platt's just living a lie.
Yeah, Ben Platt's like, Dad, stop. You're just embarrassing me at this point.
But
There we go.
oh, you were holding that one in, weren't you?
Yeah, I was. I just didn't know when I wanted to exert it, and then I just did there. So,
I don't know what else is there to say about Dare Evan Hansen. That I guess we can talk about his mom issues because his mom's never around because she works so much.
because she's a nurse, and yeah,
She's got to pick
she's
up all.
like,
She's a single parent because his dad left them.
his dad's a fucking whore, and then she's got to pick up all the shifts, and then when she meets the Murphys, they're like, hey, we can give Connor some money for financial aid while
Evan.
you try to. What I said, Connor. Jesus.
Don't I've done
Yeah,
it like 10 times already. This is the whole discussion.
yeah. And they'll just be like, "Yeah, we'll give Evan some money for college because I know you guys are a little
We know you guys are fucking
stripped of money."
poor.
Yeah, you're fucking poor losers. You're not living in this luxurious house like we are,
You don't
you
know
know,
what
and
like Salu is, you fucking loser.
yeah, you don't know how to live high society. You probably don't even drink coffee with your pinky up.
You are cringe.
Yeah, you are mega cringe.
And then her mom leaves upset and yells at Evan, and she has a parking ticket in her car, which is a callback from when Zoe goes, "Don't park in the
Yeah, it
street, you'll
goes,
get a
yeah, don't
ticket."
park in the streets because this neighborhood's full of weirdos. Probably a bunch of Karens,
It's
honestly.
like it's a bunch of weirdos. Like the people across the street, they're like they got this their brother, their son. They lied about being friends with this guy who killed himself, and isn't that like messed up, Evan? And it was like, haha,
Isn't that
yeah.
messed up? Yeah.
I guess it is when you put it that
Yeah,
way.
yeah, when you say it like that, it's definitely messed up. Like, who would do that?
Yeah, who would do such a thing?
What kind of monster would want to do that? Hmm.
Maybe he wanted to bang the dead person's sister. I get it, but if not, oh, that's just cruel.
Yeah, that's really cringe. Very cringe and mid.
Yeah, at the end of the movie, Evan Hansen's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna work hard and I'll get these credits and then I'll transfer to college later," and junk. And so he's like,
And
"Yo,
junk.
cool." And he's like,
Yeah,
"Yo, cool.
cool.
Look, check out this awesome orchard. This is all thanks to you, Evan. Every shitty thing you do, it's validated because we have the orchard and we defeated mental illness forever."
Yes, we beat mental illness. And then the penguins of Madagascar show up and like, we did it, boys. Mental illness is no more.
Not if I have anything to say about it, and I do. I can't compete the bit because I don't know what else to say, and I can't stay on script or else we get canceled. We'll get
Yeah.
canceled almost as hard as the family does in this movie.
I was really hoping still for like a little subplot where Evan got canceled at school, minus the dirty looks, but you know,
But that would mean he had to face the consequences of his actions,
I know,
and he
but
can't
we
because
can't
he's the
do
good
that.
guy.
Yeah, he's the guy we're supposed to be rooting for.
He's a guy like, yeah, I sure hope Evan Hansen hooks up with Zoe and gets to get adopted by these other parents because fuck his mom.
Yeah, fuck his poor ass mom.
Yeah, how dare she try to support him in life? Piece of shit.
Asshole. Yeah,
Uh,
I mean, honestly, I mean, you could even say, even with like the intro I had in the YouTube title for one of the video clip, there were points that also did make it seem like it was kind of a Darman video too.
how so?
With again, how they would just with okay, minus like better acting compared to Darman videos, but just with like some of the choices of how characters reacted and just how oh god oh let's see yeah okay now I got it yeah with like some of the character choices, you know how Alana decides to reveal this quote unquote real suicide note from Connor, and then everyone starts clowning on the Murphys, and then you know our main protagonist gets like barely any ramifications because go fuck yourself, when except it would be the other way around in a Darman video where the rich people always get like the benefit of the doubt for everything, and then if you're poor they're like, oh yeah, fuck you.
Yeah.
And then if you have any haters, they're just hating on you, they're not giving you constructive criticism, they're just being whiny boo-boo haters and
Being dumb,
babies.
dumb, stinky babies.
Yep, they're diapers full of poop babies. They have poopy brains. But unlike Darman, these actors probably got paid the right amount that they were rewarded. So
Yeah, fair enough. They probably actually got paid, so at least
mm-hmm.
they got that over Doorman.
Yep, that's true.
But you got any left in your rant in the rant tank?
I think I got everything out.
Feeling better?
It feels very cathartic right now, I will say.
Nice. I don't think I have really anything else left to add. So I guess with that, we're done with our Dear Evan Hansen discussion.
Okay. Now we're at the end of the discussion. Now we go to picking which one's the better movie of the two, even though they were both stinkers. So, Ninjedi, which one are you saying is better?
Dear Evan Hansen, because it had a plot that's like already
Yeah.
more than fucking Curse of Bigfoot.
Okay, yeah, you're not wrong there. And I was also going to go Dear Evan Hansen because, again, unlike Curse of Bigfoot, where I was bored out of my mind for like 90% of the runtime, I at least was feeling something during the entire runtime of Dear Evan Hansen.
Yeah, this is like a That's My Boy
It's
scenario
exactly a
where
That's My Boy.
I hate it, but at least it's
But,
like layers of hatred here. There's like
yes,
more to it.
There's actually like stuff going on.
You still get a very strong visceral reaction out of it compared to other films that are just really boring and stuff.
Which is weird to say that I kind of like respect that a little more because you're actually like making me feel something other than just boredom.
Even if it's not the intended emotion, it's something.
Exactly.
No, it's funny. Last episode we talked about how a modern film hasn't won forever. And then the next episode, it won.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool.
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 Yay.
Yeah, we did it, Cole. We defeated mental illness.
We beat mental illness.
By picking Dear Evan Hansen, we've defeated mental illness forever.
We did it. We fucking did it.
Mm-hmm.
We saved lives.
We did.
Okay, now on to questions, I guess.
Yep. We don't have a lot of them, unfortunately. We got about 2, and let's just get them.
I might think of one maybe just to
I have one
a little bit.
I have one as well.
Oh, let's do that.
If we want to double stack.
Let's do the 2 questions we got first, and then.
Right. We got to satisfy our fans.
Yeah.
So our first one's from Robert, who actually asked the question back in episode 24, but we missed it because we recorded episode 25 before he asked it. And it's are you a fan of video essays? And if you are, what are some of your favorite essayists? Yeah, I think, they're good. It's nice to kind of sit through and listen to like an hour-long video about people talking about stuff. I think off the top of my head of like recently, Wendigoon, he's really good. He's talks about some pretty creepy stuff. Another person, there's Jenna Nicholson. I think that's the channel name.
Jenny Nicholson?
Yeah, I think she actually has a video about Dear Evan Hansen.
Yes, she does.
Yeah, so probably have to watch that after this discussion.
I think it's like an hour, I think it's like an hour plus long rant, I believe it is, about the movie.
Yeah, so I'll probably have to check that out after the discussion, see if we agree.
Definitely gonna have to.
Definitely Emp Lemon, he's got some good stuff too.
God, I haven't seen Emp Lemon like forever, and it was mostly his YouTube poops is what I remember.
He's got some like really good, like nice long content that I'd recommend you check out. Like his While There'll Never Be Another Player, like Hungry Box, that one's like really, really good. like I enjoy like kind of like those like long video essays about like really oddly specific niche stuff. Because that stuff like really interesting. Kind of like a like Summoning Salt. He has all those like speedrun history videos. Those are really interesting to check out. Those are a good handful that I do definitely enjoy. How about you?
I mean, I was honestly gonna say after you mentioned Wendigo, I was like, oh yeah, definitely, because there was one video I watched. What was that? It was like a month or 2 ago, where he was talking about like the worst death imaginable from like nuclear radiation. And it was like, and like I'm just watching it, and I just like hear about it. I'm like, huh?
Yeah, that's also a bit of a sad video too.
That one, it's dark. It's dark.
Sad. It's like really gross. It's a really good video, and it makes me want to read that book that he listed as a source.
Oh yeah. Oh, and then there's that one he also did about that book Blood Meridian.
I did not watch that video yet.
I put it on when I was sleeping because it was like 5 hours long, so I'm like, this will be a nice one to sleep to, but I'll probably check it out again. And it like had a huge resurgence in book sales for that.
Yeah, I heard about that
because of his video, which was like, okay, that's actually kind of fucking cool.
That is pretty cool. Well, if that's it, we'll move on to our next question, which is from our guy, our main question man, Maddie, is here. Favorite books about film?
Disaster Artist.
I'm gonna be honest. I haven't finished it. I read like half of it, and I set it down, and I never read more of it. I probably should because I did recently watch the Reuben Theaters. That was an awesome experience, so maybe I should pick it up and read it, and then watch the movie, and then go, "Wow, the book was better." I don't think I've actually really read any other books about film past like the first half of Disaster Artist.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I've read that. I mean, sometimes I'll like skip. Well, like my dad has like this book about like all of Spielberg's movies up to like, oh boy, I think it's like up to about like 2013. So like it's talked about like all the behind the scenes from like Indiana Jones, the Indiana Jones movies, Jaws, every film he directed, and it's kind of fun to like just kind of read about how things happened. And well, one of my favorites is when he's like talking about Jaws and like all of the technical issues they had with the shark out in there, and like the robotic shark would like always malfunction and kind of mess up. And then you get, people are like, oh fuck, are we gonna get this movie out on time? Like we're way over budget. We don't know how it's gonna perform at the box office. And then someone like threw up at the opening screening because of that one boy getting killed by the shark. And then it was like a massive hit, and they're like, wow.
Nice.
Amazing.
Incredible. I know there's a film book I might be interested, and it's similar in line of Disaster Artist, but it's like about like it's a book written by like the girl who starred in Manos, The Hands of Fate.
Ooh.
Like the little girl in that movie. Yeah, she wrote a book about like her experience, so I might want to check that out at some point. Maybe if we ever recommend Manos, The Hands of Fate, I'll have to buy it and give it a quick read through. Other than that, I don't think I really read books about like films, even though I probably should, because there's probably some actual really good books about it.
Yeah. I was about to. I guess this isn't really like a book about movies, but at Target sometime last year, I haven't read it yet, but I found American Psycho there, and I was like, okay, I haven't read in like a while, so I'm like, maybe I'll read that once and see how it is.
What's
Just
the
see the differences.
What's the last book you read?
Oh man!
And don't
let's
say like
see.
a manga or anything. That doesn't count. Like, what's an actual book that's
No.
just pictures?
Oh,
I mean, that's
shit.
just words.
It had to be like sophomore or junior year of college, I would say, but I can't think of what the last book was. Because I mean, I had like a dystopian literature class I had to read, obviously, in.
Right.
So we were reading like 1984, Brave New World,
And
The
you're like,
Circle.
whoa, this is literally 1984.
Yep, exactly.
I just imagine everyone reading the class and then she going, whoa, this is literally 1984.
Whoa, they're censoring people. This is 1984.
What is it? Isn't
But yeah,
1984
definitely
like
gonna brush off that American Psycho book, because American Psycho is one of my favorite movies and Christian Bale performances. So I'm like,
the original literally
Yes.
me character.
the original literally me.
Just random thing, but isn't 1984 banned in the US for being like pro-communist, and it's banned in Russia for being pro-capitalist?
I don't know, because I've seen 1984 on some bookshelves here.
Yeah, but it's like you can't read them in like school or something.
Oh,
Like there's
okay,
like
that's weird, because I read that in
technically
my,
Harry
well, I
Potter
guess
is a
college
banned
is
book.
different, but yeah.
Like, and they sell those off like the truckload. It's not like you can't like read them. It's just like
Because
they
of
were
what,
banned at some
witchcraft
point.
and wizardry? Probably, honestly, because people are that weird. It's a fantasy book, for cripe's sake.
And gay is
fantasy-
wrong.
And cringe. Fantasy is cringe. And mid.
Very mid.
Super mid.
I guess that's all our questions, unless I got one recently
Oh, here.
that I don't know
I
about. No, I don't see one. Damn.
No. Okay, I actually do have one.
All right. Lay it down on me.
Since we were talking about a musical with Dear Evan Hansen, I was also thinking, do you have like a favorite movie musical you've seen?
Favorite movie musical? I'm not sure if I've like really watched that many musicals. Let me pop the letterbox open here.
No, that's what I'm doing right now, because I just want to double check. I I would guess if it's genre, it's probably music, maybe.
Yeah, I guess so. Like,
Oh wait,
what do
what do
you
we have
like
Dear Heaven
label
Hansen under?
drama? Remember?
Just drama. God, I
Like, are
hate
we talking more
it.
like stage?
Just drama. What the hell?
So when you say musical, are we talking about mainly just like stage play adaptation, or are we just talking about like things with like music, like in it, like
Things
singing
of
in it?
like um both, I guess. Maybe one. Okay, let's like diversify. We'll do like how about like a favorite movie that's like a stage to movie adaptation of a musical, and then maybe like a movie with like music aspects to it, kind of like Whiplash or
All right,
another movie.
got it. Because I have like no stage play to musical to movies listed on here.
Nice.
I guess if I cut the fat and I cut out the biopics because that doesn't really count. Biopics of musicians because they don't count. And I actually like pay attention. So let's see. Let's see. And like films that are like mainly have more of a focus like on like that musical aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Um, clearly music from 2021, the Sia movie. Clearly that was a masterpiece.
Oh
Underrated.
God.
Another
Maybe you're
film.
just not a good actor.
Yeah, maybe she's not a good actress.
God. Yep.
Clearly an actual real one. Pink Floyd, The Wall.
I've I've been meaning to see that.
I haven't seen it.
No.
Cringe.
I
Cringe.
know,
Everyone
I'm
point at
cringe.
Cole. You're cringe. You haven't seen Pink Floyd, The
Yeah, point at
Wall.
me. I mean, am I more cringe though than Doug Walker's review of The Wall?
I haven't seen it, so yes.
I just know that it's supposed to be like one of the worst reviews on YouTube or something.
Isn't like an hour long. It used to be on Letterboxd. We could
Something
have
like
like
that.
recommended it.
Damn it!
But Letterboxd
Could
like
have
hates
shit.
actually like garbage things on their site, so we can't get it.
Yep.
Yeah, Pink Floyd of All, that's a great one. The Muppet movie, that's actually generally
Ooh,
great. Like a lot of the Muppet movies are
are
actually
you talking
really
like
good
the Muppet
musicals.
one from 2011?
I was talking about the original one,
Oh, okay.
but the new one, honestly, I prefer the Muppets Great Caper over the 2011 one, the sequel one.
Ooh, okay.
Also, The Great Muppet Kickers, also technically a musical, so that one's actually really good. I prefer that one over the Muppet movie, so I'd recommend that one as well.
Okay.
You know what?
Cool.
Creating Remazor, technically a musical,
Hmm.
so we can have that on there too.
Nice.
Classic and iconic. That's all the ones that I can definitively say are good that are like more musical based and aren't just like, oh, there's like music in it, there's a lot of music in it, so therefore it is a music movie. Or isn't just a biopic of a
Yep.
musician.
Mm-hmm.
I guess
Oh
heavy
yeah,
metal
that
too is
too.
kind of cool. I guess heavy metal it technically is kind of a musical in a sense because there is a
Yeah.
lot of songs in it.
I mean, if I'm talking like stage to like screen adaptations, I just saw it. Where did it go? I have to scroll. God damn it.
You know what? The Wizard of Oz. I can't believe I didn't say the
Wizard
Wizard
of
of Oz
Oz.
is definitely should be there.
I was also gonna say, but West Side Story, the original one. I haven't probably seen that since like freshman year of high school, but I was like, I remember liking that because in our English class, we watched the movie, but then we also read the book of it too, or we read that.
Was the book also a musical?
Well, yeah, there's like songs in it, so.
Hey.
Oh my God, where did it go? No, no. Oh, Sweeney Todd. That's the one I was thinking of with Johnny Depp.
I've always heard mixed things. I hear some people who love it. I've heard some people who hate it.
I would. It's. I enjoyed it. It's definitely got that gothic tone of Tim Burton,
Okay, here's a question
and we all know
though.
how
Have you ever
weird
seen
he
the
is.
have you ever seen the musical version?
Not the musical, no.
Because maybe that's the thing. Maybe if you like it, it's because you've only seen the movie. But if you've seen the
Maybe.
musical, maybe you go like, "Oh, this is actually a shit adaptation."
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, and then I was gonna say if we're like just going by music, we're like music's in it. Whiplash is I think at the top, honestly.
Whiplash is good. It's just like an 8, maybe like a high 7. I'm kidding. I have it at a
Wow,
9.
you
It's really
hate
good.
it.
Yeah, I have it at a 9. I fucking hated it.
Yeah,
Amadeus in a similar vein. If it's just music.
I also need to watch Amadeus.
What the fuck? You're shitting on
I
me for
know.
my take on Whiplash. And you haven't even seen Amadeus. Get out of
I
here.
know. I know.
Climax. The
Climax, yes.
Gaspar Noé movie.
Yeah, that movie was a trip.
That movie was awesome. I watched it with a friend
It's
early
great.
in the morning.
Early.
Like I
Oh,
say
I watched
early, but it was only like 9 a.m., so it wasn't really.
9
But like,
a.m. Okay. It's early in the day.
yeah,
Tick Tick Boom with Andrew Garfield was pretty good.
haven't seen that.
It's a Netflix movie, so it's. But yes, I did like that. Tar I really loved, and it now makes me want to see a collaboration with Kate Blanchett and J.K. Simmons as Terrence Fletcher and Lydia Tarr. See how two of the most like uppity tight composers could do together, and maybe they decapitate someone with a chair.
Maybe.
Maybe. And
Anyway.
then I'll do one more for nostalgic purposes, School of Rock
Oh yeah, that's a
with
good
Jack
one.
Black.
Yeah, I haven't seen School Rock in a while. I'll have to rewatch that.
I definitely would want to revisit
It
that.
has Mike White in it from Survivor David versus Goliath.
Ooh, I'm assuming that's not the same season as Judd was in.
Nope, Judd was in
Definitely not.
Nicaragua.
Yeah, I have it saved on Paramount Plus, so I'm definitely gonna check out the first episode, see how I like it.
All right. I guess we'll go to my question. My question will probably not be too long, which is good because we're about to
Okay.
hit the hour 30 mark.
Yep.
So mine is basically because we're about over halfway through the year. Might as well do a
Okay.
quick check. What are some of the worst films you've seen that came out this
Ooh,
year?
let's see. Let me pull up my like of movies that were released this year.
Yeah, I've only seen about like 15 movies. I've been kind of slow this year.
I know there's not been that much good stuff compared to like last year.
That's fair. I'm just gonna list off my. We'll alternate. We'll do our bottom five. I'll go first, and then you'll do your number five. I'll do my
Okay.
number four. We're not gonna fuck up last time. We just jumped all your favorite Wes Anderson's
Yeah, that
films
was true.
back to back to back.
Yeah, okay.
So my number five, even though I really enjoyed watching it in theaters, was Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Oh God.
I mean, it was a bad movie, but I had fun with it. Like, I'd probably actually, out of all my bottom five I have, I'd probably come back to watch Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. This is the one I'd go back to rewatch.
Nice.
Can't wait for the
Okay.
sequel, baby. Let's go. Like, I have
Wait,
Winnie
so
the
that's
Pooh,
like
Blood and Honey as
your
like a 3 out
bottom?
of 10. Like,
Wait, so that's your bottom movie?
that's my number five. Like, my
Oh.
5, 4, and 3 are all 3 out of 10s. My
Oh,
number
I
2
see,
is the
yes.
2 out of 10, and my worst film is my 1 out of 10.
Okay. That's actually very coincidental because my number 5 for worst of the year right now is Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey also, but I rated it
Whoa.
2 out of 10.
Where the stars align on that one.
I know.
It's great how
We
things
we
work.
have very good taste in shitty horror.
Yeah, I saw it at the Regal event because they were only showing it for one night, and I got to see it in the theater, and it was great.
Yeah, I had to find it on some sites and
Ha, loser.
just waited there. But I was like watching it like 12:30 in the morning, drinking a couple beers, so getting a little intoxicated while enjoying this trash.
Beer and honey.
Oh, I should have had honey. Fuck.
Winnie the Pooh, beer and honey.
That's gonna be the college frat movie
Yeah.
where you see like Winnie the Pooh doing a keg stand and just going all party animal mode with Piglet and Eeyore and
No,
the
Eeyore's dead.
rabbit.
Here's a hey Cole.
No,
is
this
there,
is
like...
before the events of Blood and Honey.
Oh, okay. This is pre Blood and Honey,
That's
the
what we're
prequel
saying.
movie. Is there honey beer in Wisconsin, Cole? Is that like a thing? I'm asking you because you're like the beer expert out of the two of us. You there? Hello. Sorry, everybody. My fucking internet cut out, and so now we're continuing again, like 2 minutes later. But Cole, beer, honey beer, is that a thing?
Well, yeah, there is honey beer, but I didn't plan that, so I unfortunately didn't have a honey beer while watching Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Damn, cringe. Anyway,
I know, very cringe.
we gotta hurry
I'm
this
super
along.
cringe.
Gotta hurry this along because I'm scared it's gonna cut out again. It's gonna be another 10 minutes of what the fuck.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway, my number 4 is The Little Mermaid, which shockingly wasn't as horrible as I was expecting, but it's still pretty bad.
The budget at Disney just went up
Yeah, baby, they're in the water.
of better remakes.
A better, yep, better remakes. Granted, I think this is the only live action remake I've seen from them, so the bar apparently is really high now, from what I'm hearing.
Yes.
Your number
Yeah.
4.
My number 4 is The Flash.
I didn't see it. Came on my birthday.
I absolutely fucking despised it.
What, you
This was
saying
like
this didn't make you forgive Ezra Miller for all his crimes?
it did not make me forgive Ezra Miller of all their crimes. No.
You saying that the journalism lies sometimes?
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Who can I
Oh yeah.
trust anymore?
I know. It was like the movie I was afraid that Spider-Man No Way Home would have been with like all the fan service shit and multiverse stuff.
And it was?
And The Flash was exactly what that was. That was the stuff I was fearing, and it was just atrocious. And it was very also ugly looking too.
Yeah, I bet. Anyway, my number 3 was a Regal mystery movie that I watched. In fact, the bottom 3, they're all Regal mystery movies. So my number 3 is Mafia Mama, which in its defense had a couple of jokes that I laughed at, but it wasn't really that much.
Seems like a waste of Tony Collette, honestly.
Yeah, kind of, you know. There's the stereotypical, like, black friend that's just like, yo, you need to go do the thing and then have sex.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sex.
Yeah, you know, the black friend that's just there to say, hey, white friend, do the thing. And
Do
then later
sex.
comes in at the end to help the white friend.
Okay.
Anyway,
Yeah.
your
My
bottom
number
3.
3. It's the second cocaine animal movie I've seen all year. Cocaine Shark.
Nice.
It was a movie that was on Tubi, and I was like, okay, I have to watch this. Like, what the fuck?
the first ever cocaine shark type movie.
Yep. And it wasn't exactly a
Shark that does cocaine.
yeah, it's not a shark that does cocaine. It's like the whole premise is like there's like this trippy drug they have where it like comes off like the skin of the shark where you like have like this massive trip for like 3 to 4 hours and you become a shark. And then some of like the drugs kind of seeped in with the animals and now they look like these horrifying genetic experiments. So like a shark's got crab legs and all that. And it was very lame,
That
honestly.
sounds shark with crab. That sounds like the one thing from the Junji Ito story. There's like a big shark that walks on land.
Oh yeah.
All right, my number 2
Kinda.
was the classic Owen Wilson film Paint, which is just a heavily watered down version of Anchorman with like next to
Heavily
none of
watered
the
down?
charm. Yeah, it's just awful. It's really bad. I think I laughed at like 2 or 3 jokes. Like I laughed at this less than Mafia Mama. The best joke in the movie is when the woman, the ex of Owen Wilson character, there's a scene where she gets upset and she starts hitting her like car wheel, honking the horn, and whenever it hits, the horn starts and it doesn't stop. So she's pressing on to
Okay.
make it stop, and you think that's a joke, but then the joke is you see her driving and the horn is still going.
Good grief.
And that was funny. I laughed at that. Oh, and then it comes again because near the end of the movie where there's a fire and she's trying to get Owen Wilson out of the house, she honks the horn and then it just starts up doing the same thing again. She's like, oh, fucking God.
Okay.
Anyway, you're number 2.
My number 2 is 65 with Adam Driver.
The dinosaur movie.
The dinosaur movie with like little to no dinosaurs. There's only dinosaurs for like 5 to 10 minutes if I remember correctly.
Oh, right.
Yeah. It was very lame, very boring. I wanted to Minecraft myself at some point.
All right. My number 1 is a film that technically is listed as 2022, but I don't think it got a wide release in America until 2023. So it's
That's what I did. I counted. Yeah. I know which one this is.
yeah, I hate it, and I don't think it's gonna change anytime soon. Sisu, which is fucking boring, and it just thinks that killing Nazis can just be your whole personality of film, and I hated it,
And have
and
like
I
no
hated
good
watching it.
character development or story with
And
it.
they ditched the whole mysterious super soldier-esque of Sisu, and then just have a monologue about his like whole backstory. And like,
And that's it.
and for some reason, it really annoys me that all the Nazis just speak English, when like all the other characters
Yes,
don't. And it's just like, why can't you have them speak German? Like, like, like,
because
like if
it's
you're not
too
gonna
hard to read
have, if you're
subtitles.
not gonna have the Germans, if you're not gonna make the Germans speak German, then why the fuck bother having other characters speak their native language? Like, what's the fucking point
No,
of
it
it?
doesn't make sense. I only watched that just to see how it was because after seeing your review and then I saw Timmy rated it after, I'm like, okay, I'm a little more curious
And
now.
you're like, but
And
everyone else loves it, and it's just
and
like
I'm
you gotta see
like,
what's up.
how the fuck are people liking this?
Because the dog doesn't die. Remember, that's like the whole thing. Remember that
Oh
advertisement where they're
yeah,
just like, "Oh, we
right.
hope the dog doesn't die. Don't worry, guys. The dog doesn't die." And I wish the dog fucking died because then there would actually feel like a real, actual sense of like revenge past the gold.
Yeah.
I guess you can kill the horse though. I guess killing the horse is fine,
I
but
was
we can't kill
also
the
I
dog.
didn't notice until I was reading like IMDb reviews, but that scene when like he's in the minefield and he's like using the plate shield to block the bullets, I'm like, how are you not like stepping on a trip mine when or like on one of those.
Oh no, you there? Please, no. I'm fucking begging you here. Don't do this to me.
Okay.
Technical difficulties a second time. We're just gonna speedrun Sisu Sucks Dick, and it's my worst film ever. Cole, what's your worst film this year?
My worst film of this year, Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania.
Because it's really boring. It's a Marvel movie for Marvel babies.
Yeah, it's somehow even worse than Thor the Dark World, and that's an accomplishment, honestly.
Damn.
Yep.
And those are our worst movies. Cole, wrap this up for us.
All right. Now let's just get to it. Recommendations.
Right, my turn, because I'm the
Yep,
retro pick.
retro.
And this will be coming out in Shark Week, but we didn't talk about a shark movie, but we can save that by recommending a shark movie. And we have yet to do a shark movie or an Italian ripoff movie, so we're going to do both and knock both
Ooh,
those out at the same time. And we're going to do 1981's The Last Shark.
The Last Shark.
Yep. Cole, what is going to be your modern pick for the next episode?
All right, my modern pick. It's gonna be a very nostalgic movie for me. So yeah, I was looking through all the shark movies, and I was like, okay, this is way too many to pick from for modern. So I decided to go with, all right, 2003's Kangaroo Jack.
Oh, I remember that was huge back then. If you
Oh
were a
yeah,
kid in that era.
yeah,
So,
like you weren't cool if you didn't see it.
yeah. So if you don't want to get spoiled for The Last Shark or Kangaroo Jack, how about watching this movie for discussion? And remember to like and subscribe, and also ask questions. And I'm moving this along really, really fast because I don't want my internet to cut out again, like before we finish this. You all have a good
Yep.
day and a happy Morbius.
Happy fuck Evan Hansen.
Happy Morbius, happy Dear Evan Hansen, happy Curse of Bigfoot. Bye bye.
Bye.